Hello, I'm David Morris. I've just come from a few days in Germany, and we all know Germans love their beer. We all know Germans love their football. They also really love their cars, and it was interesting to see all the BMWs and Audis. I love to drive an Audi, and talking to Germans about their passion for cars. It's no surprise, they invented the car after all. Carl Benz invented the automobile, so Germans are very attached to their cars. But I was surprised that Germany isn't making the transition to electric vehicles as fast as I thought they might be. I imagined that it would be a land of innovation, and actually there's a real resistance. Now, I wonder why that is, but of course it makes sense because people have this emotional attachment to their vehicles. One German guy was saying to me, he likes to be in control. He likes to feel that he's really in control, and when he's driving an electric vehicle and he finds that he has to wait for ages for a charging station. Apparently Germany's way behind in its really ambitious schedule to have lots of charging stations around the country. It's understandable, I guess, that there's resistance, that electric vehicle sales are down 14% in Germany. It's a real problem for the green transition. But also, it's an interesting question to think about when China is trying to export its electric vehicles to Germany and to countries like that. In a way, it's like trying to sell ice to Eskimos, trying to sell beef to Australians. In Germany, they really believe they make the best cars, and of course traditionally they have, so it makes sense. Traditionally, of course, Europeans, as we know, have always been protectionist as well, so they've had trade barriers against other countries. Even Japan has had to suffer a long-term quota on how many cars they can export to Europe, so it's not surprising that there's now a push to put restrictions on Chinese electric vehicles into Europe, but there's also an emotional resistance to Chinese cars. They're just not seen as quality. Now, of course, I've just arrived in China, and here in China, it's a different story. On the streets, 1 in 2 cars are electric vehicles. There's beautiful new Teslas, BYDs and other Chinese brands. It's all happening so fast here. In China, of course, I can remember 20 years ago, it was mainly bicycles on the streets of Beijing and Shanghai. These days, it's all these beautiful new electric vehicles. So in China, people also are emotionally attached to their cars, but to their new electric vehicles that they're very proud of. What a change. And it really does make for a very interesting story to come, I think, in this battle between Chinese cars and German cars in the future.